Ah, I'm studying biosensor and biosensor is so hard to understand.
Hey, it's okay. I can help you. Okay, come here. Let me explain about biosensor. We always heard about diabetic patients check their blood sugar level using glucose monitor, right? But do you know that this blood glucose monitor is known as biosensor? So, what is a biosensor? A biosensor is an analytical device which converts a biological response into an electrical signal. Let's start with the basic principle that make a biosensor. A biosensor are generally comprises of three parts. The first part is biological sensing element, which is a bioreceptor. The second part is transducer, and the third part is a detector system. Here comes our most important part. The term biosensor is short for biological sensor. So, the critical part of biosensor is its use of biological materials as receptor to detect specific analyte which fall in our very first part of building up a biosensor. There are a variety of biological elements may be used in biosensor, including enzyme, tissue materials, whole cells, antibody and antigen, nucleic acid, and aptamer. So, let's start with the first one, which is enzyme. We learn about the lock and key mechanism of an enzyme. Therefore, this specific interaction is ideal to use as bioreceptor for biosensor. Enzyme is highly selective and fast-acting, which can contribute to fast response in biosensor. However, the use of enzyme is expensive as the enzyme needs to be extracted and purified, which indicate high cost. Besides, the enzyme may lose its activity and denature in high temperature. One of the well-known biosensor using enzyme as bioreceptor is glucose biosensor using enzyme glucose oxidase. So, let's start with the second one, which is tissue material. Tissue material has abundant enzyme existed. It provides benefits such as longer lifetime as enzymes are stable in their natural environment, easier immobilization and relatively cheap. However, there exist disadvantages of using tissue is the lack of specificity due to the interference of other enzymes and longer response time. Let's move on to the third part, whole cells. Cells are often used in bioreceptor because they are sensitive to surrounding environment and they can respond to all kinds of stimulants. They are more tolerant to pH and temperature change, leading to longer lifetime and definitely a cheaper source than enzyme. However, they may need longer response time as substrate needs to diffuse into cytoplasm and less selective. Whole cells are commonly used to detect global parameters like stress condition. Next, antibody can also be used as bioreceptor. Biosensor using antibody are known as immunosensor. Antibody-based sensor permit the rapid and sensitive analysis of a range of pathogens and associated toxins. The specific nature of the antibody-antigen interaction can offer the biosensor a very high selectivity and ultra-sensitive property. However, no catalytic effect and the affinity binding reaction is very strong, causing difficulty in reversing the reaction. The fifth one is nucleic acid. Biosensor employ nucleic acid interactions are known as genosensor. Based on the principle of complementary base pairing in DNA. So, here come the last one, aptamers. Aptamers are oligonucleotide or peptide molecules that bind to a specific target molecules. Aptamers can be isolated to bind to almost any target of choice, from small molecules to whole cells and microorganisms. Therefore, aptamers have advantages of high affinity for their target, highly stable and selective.
Wow, you are so smart! And I learned a lot about biosensor now. Thank you for your information.
Created using Powtoon.